Hi, this is MIcornus, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. I'm busy actually dealing with how to remain mentally strong in the midst of challenges. And challenges are actually for everyone. We are not immune, and no one is immune of challenges. We're facing them, different levels of challenges. And sometimes when you're facing your own challenges, you think that you're the worst affected. And you think that you are in bigger challenges than everybody else. Up until you hear what others are going through, sometimes you realize that, wow, I'm not even scratching the surface here because my challenges are too minimal than I thought they are. Sometimes we close ourselves up because we don't want to hear from other people, we don't want to meet the people because of the challenges that we are facing. Wow, if you were to meet the people and hear what they're going through, you would be encouraged. At least you will come out of your own closet and you'll start to face life head on and be successful in everything that you do. So you need to remain mentally strong, but there are ways of remaining mentally strong. That's the reason why we speak about that. Now, if you find yourself exposed to what we're talking about today and you become mentally strong, please share this video with other people so that they can also learn to become mentally strong, because that's what we need in our lives so that we can be motivated and to become able to face this life. This life is not for mama's babies, by the way. It's not for people that are feeling pity for themselves. It's not for people that are actually sitting away and try to run away from this life. That is why suicide should not be an option. Hiding away should not be an option. Closing yourself up in your own room and feeling pity for yourself should not be an option, because there are ways that you can be able to remain resolute and mentally strong despite of what you're facing. It doesn't matter how big the problem look like to be, but I want to urge you to know that there's always a solution in every single problem. Now, how do you then get yourself to be mentally strong in the midst of challenges like the ones that you're facing? One, you need to be consistently pushing your limits. You need to make sure that you develop mental resilience. And you make sure that you don't stay at one place. You push your limits to say, I know I can do far more than this. Now, you can't fold your arms and think that life is going to pity-party you. You can't fold your arms and think that there will be an ambulance somewhere that is coming to save you. There is no 911 that is going to come and save you from your problems. And I want to tell you now that even people around you, they are not going to smell around and say, you are having problems and come running. They're not going to do that. So you're going to need to be mentally strong. And that's the reason why we are addressing this topic today. Now, you need to consistently then push your limits and say, I cannot sit back. I'm a tough nut to crack. I'm not a dying type. I'm not somebody who's actually giving up easily. So tell yourself that. So make sure that you definitely start from a point of pushing your limits. Start from a point where you say, I'm going to push doors that are closed. Start from a point where you say, I'm going to make sure that I run this race to finish. I don't know what you're going through, by the way, but I know that what I'm saying is actually principles and nuggets that will actually help you to really push your limits. So I'm encouraging you to do that, because that will make you to develop a mental resilience, to be tough not to crack, to be not to crack easily, for you to be somebody difficult actually to be shaken when you're faced with problems. Well, when you've gone through rough times in your life, there's nothing that will break you anymore. And I want to say that you must actually develop that particular resilience that will lift you up to a level where you say, I'm unbreakable. I'm somebody who's uncrackable. I'm somebody who can not fall on my face. I'm somebody who's not giving up at all. I'm going to run. I'm going to make sure that I finish the race. So that's the decision that one does when you've actually consistently pushed the limits. Secondly, you need to understand that a real lasting change takes time. A real lasting change takes time. So therefore, you're going to need to develop patience in your life. Now, there are people that want things to be solved now. But life, unfortunately, is a journey. It doesn't actually come up now and things happen now. So you don't click a button and things happen. So life takes time. That's a journey. And that is why when people pray sometimes, they want to pray and find God answering them right now. And I want to tell you now that your time is not equivalent to God's time. So God's timing is different than our timing. So even when you're praying, you must be patient enough to be able to understand that real lasting change takes time to come. So there's nothing that is real truth and genuine that will come overnight. Remember that if you are to give birth to a baby, you have to wait for 9 months. You cannot pray and wish the baby come within 3 months, within a month, and so on. It's not going to happen. It's going to run through the process that that is been allotted to that particular process of pregnancy. And because of that, even though you pray hard and become blue on your face, the pregnancy will take 9 months. And this is the type of systems that we're trying to show you that the principles of God are actually in line with timing as well. Real lasting change will take time. So therefore, when you know that, you will actually relax sometimes, and you will actually make yourself patient sometimes. You will actually be patient with yourself as well. Because people that are impatient with themselves, they actually want things to be faster than they should be. And they actually frustrate themselves. And every day when they see things are not happening, they're actually frustrated every day. And I want to challenge you today that you're frustrating yourself sometimes for nothing, that because it's not a real change that's going to come. But genuine real change will come after a while. And when it comes after a while, it becomes sustainable. It's like when you're building a house. You can't start a house now and expect it to be finished tomorrow. So you must reinforce the foundation. You must make sure that you allow the cement to dry. You must make sure that you allow the concrete to dry out. And that is time that you must wait for. And it's a time that you must allow to go past. And that particular time while you're waiting for the concrete to dry out, that is the time that you need to wait to strengthen that foundation. Now, when the building continues, it takes time, and the more it takes time, the more thorough it becomes as well. Because some of the things that we are rushing, they are actually quick things, but that are not sustainable. They are quick things, but that are not strong enough. And that is why some of the things that we rushed in our lives are actually today, they've crumbled. There are young men that rush to get married at a young age, and they've divorced twice already. So we're giving examples of this, not to condemn you, but we're giving examples of this, that sometimes we rush things in our lives. And we do them because of emotions and how we feel and so on. And we forget that we need to wait and be patient with our lives to a certain position of maturity where we can handle some things that you couldn't handle at an earlier age. So that's the essence and the gist of what I'm saying right now. And I hope that you understand that real lasting change, it takes time. So there's no change that will actually happen within a blink of a moment if it's a real change. So therefore, whatever change that you expect that will happen within a blink of a moment, it cannot be real. It's a fake situation, or it's a fake solution. And that is why I always emphasize, and I will emphasize right now, that God didn't create us to live by miracles every day. We believe in miracles, and miracles do happen. But miracles are not daily happening, by the way. So therefore, be patient with happenings of your life. Don't expect miracles in everything that you do. Because God is not going to perform miracle in everything that you do. Because God works with processes. And we need to be patient with processes. Now, if you're not patient with processes, therefore, you are actually living in another world. So you're not living in the world that we're living in. And I want to urge you that you need to understand that real lasting change takes time. Now, thirdly, you need to focus on what you can control. Now, there are many times that things are happening in our lives, and we know that we cannot control them. But we're stressing about that, and we actually spending sleepless nights worried about things that you know you cannot control. Now, you need to deal with things based on whether you can control or not. And that is why we want to emphasize that if you want to remain mentally strong, then you need to be resilient in the sense of priorities as well. Choose priorities right, and also fight battles that you know you will win. Because there are times when we want to fight every battle and we are not prioritizing and we are not actually choosing our battles. And sometimes the battles that you're fighting are battles that you cannot control at all, but you're worried about. There are things that we are worried about that are about other people to change. Now, those people, if they don't change, they will actually kill you, in the sense of you're worried about them and you'll have a heartache and heart attacks because of things that you yourself cannot change, but is somebody else who's supposed to change, and you cannot change people. Remember that. Now, if it's something that is out of your control, don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Don't spend sleepless nights about things that you cannot control. So you need to stay optimistic in life, because immediately you start becoming pessimistic in everything, you'll start to realize that things then don't happen. Majority of the people that remain in pessimistic attitude of seeing things not happening for them, you think like you're being cursed, you're being bewitched, you feel like other people are progressing, not you. You feel like things are happening to others, not you. And sometimes even when you're supposed to become positive and hope that things will happen or believe that things will happen, you start saying, but not to me, because to me, things don't happen. So that's what we call pessimistic. So you need to be optimistic and always believe for the best out of your life. Because when you do that, the positive mind has got a way of energizing you, has got a way of motivating you into putting some effort in actually achieving some of the things that you would otherwise not achieve. So therefore, please make sure that your mental fortify your mind, and when you are actually fortified mentally, you are able actually to think out of the box. You are able to do things that you normally could not do. Why? Because you are having a motivation that is from within. That's what we call intrinsic motivation, that you need from within, not only from outside. Now, when you are optimistic, generally, it's because there's a motivation from within. Because most of the time we are looking for motivation from outside, which is extrinsic motivation from other people, from situations, from circumstances outside, and we want that to motivate us. And I want to tell you now that most of the time when we wait for a motivation from outside, it is not coming. So you need to garner some motivation from within you, that intrinsic motivation that will drive you, and you focus on what you can control and forget about what you cannot control, therefore, and make sure that you stay optimistic at all times. I want to end up here today, your host, MIcornus Phokane. I'm the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. Remember, on this platform, we are developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And we are doing this through kingdom principles. And I believe that you are learning out of this, and I believe that something is actually speaking to you about this, and you will actually become better every day in your life. We have got social media platforms, of course. Before we check out, our Facebook page is Young Men Empowerment Forum, and my personal Facebook page, MIcornus Phokane. So please like and follow us on those pages. Don't forget our YouTube channel is under Young Men Empowerment Forum. Subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Make sure that you click the notification button. And don't forget our TikTok account, our Instagram accounts. They are under MIcornus Phokane as well. So follow us on these platforms. But moreover, we want to request you to share these platforms with your loved ones. Share the links and make sure that those people as well listen to this particular nuggets, and they learn out of this. They become mentally strong as well. There are many people that are going through a lot in life, and therefore your buddies, your friends, your families, they're going through a lot in life. They may actually be helped by listening to this as well. So if you can, please share that and allow them as well to continue sharing as well. And the good Lord will bless you as you do. Until we meet again with another topic, allow us to check out right here and say cheers for now.